Gwen and we are here to answer questions. Now, Gwen, I have a question.
Yes.
So somebody asked this. They asked, because you do automated testing.
Yes.
What do you use? What software do you use?
Well, again, we're in a government setting, so there's certain things that we can and can't use for different reasons that I really can't go into. But right now, we're using, like a lot of people are familiar with Selenium, so we use Selenium for a lot of regression testing. We also use Postman for API testing. We're starting to use Rest Assured, which is another level of API testing. And what else? We tested a whole bunch of tools, but those are the main three that we're using right now. Oh, and then we do performance testing, and that was with JMeter. So those are the things that we currently use. And I know some of those are dated, but we can use what we can use in the environment of which we work.
So how did you learn Selenium?
How did I learn it? We have, I guess I could take classes myself, but we have this, that Safari thing at work where you can start, just kind of teach yourself or learn from other people. Like, it's not, your company sometimes has to get you the training. I haven't gotten the training, so I have my own application that I use called Codefinity that teach me like Java and things like that. So I'm trying to learn more Java, which feeds into Selenium, and then we learn from each other in some ways because we have a very strong lead. Yeah, good. And we have a very strong test lead and a few people that know it. So we help each other. Yeah, I help people with Postman and things like that, and other people will help me with Selenium. But I'm in the early stages of Selenium. Same.
To learn these things, they're very much self-taught, almost. Self-taught, meaning that you're going to have to use the resources of those around you who already know it. You're going to have to take your own classes, whether it's on Udemy or what do you use for online? Do you use any of the ones?
Our company has those, but I'm, like I said, I'm with Java is what I'm learning right now. I bought my own application.
Yeah, even YouTube. Even YouTube. Yeah. But that was my biggest frustration because what I was always used to in the past was if they wanted you to know a certain application or a certain whatever, they actually would have people come in and train you. That's not always the case. But so a lot of it is like I had to get out there and pound the pavement myself and find courses on my own to teach me whatever the skill set was I was trying to learn. Luckily, the both of us work for companies that will actually give us some money every year for training and such, but it's up to us to be self-sufficient, independent, proactive, to go and actually find things that would teach us whatever the skill set was we were trying to learn.
I'll also say though that especially during COVID, we used to always be able to go to like classrooms because I'm a classroom person. I would prefer to go to a class than online, but we were forced to do online, and even now when I look up stuff, they look like they're available, but most of these are not, and they're only available in certain cities or certain states, and it's not easy to get to from where we are to say. They're not going to fly us out to California to go take a test or to wherever, somewhere on the West Coast, north, south. So you have to figure out, if you can't learn from other people, you're going to have to open these books and try to figure it out. And then I'm just fortunate that our whole team is a test automation team, and our lead, he is really, really good at what he does. And I've just been picking stuff up and trying it, and then I keep going. And the internet has been my best friend.
Yeah, and a lot of times I've been a team of one, so I didn't always have a team to rely on, to lean on, to co-learn with. But you just adapt and you do what you have to do. I think I had a story on one of these videos before where it's us. Oh. I had a story on here before where I was saying I had to learn something on my own. And I kept running into blocks, trying to figure it out. And I actually went to bed and had a dream, and the dream gave me the answer. And I woke up and I went straight to work. It was probably like 3 a.m. or something. And I tried what my dream told me, and it freaking worked. Yeah, I might be psychic. Don't play with me. Do not, okay? My dreams be coming through. I was about to make a video and tell y'all some stuff, but I had a dream last night that told me not to. I told you what it was, right? Yeah. My dream told me don't tell y'all nothing. They said all of y'all ain't my friends, even though I want you to be. Be my friend and thumbs up the video. Don't start with me. How do you become an automated manual QA tester today?
Well, I can tell you for us, because I'm on a large team, and we at one point I was the I was the manager of the team, and we ended up with a 15-person team, and we had to go through the whole process of investigating a lot of applications, testing them out. We had to go through the process of we just had to do procuring them, everything. And then we had to finally make a selection. Once we made a selection, again, the guy who was like number 2 as far as lead wise, he knew about automation. He implemented, and everybody just said, some people don't jump out and do anything right away. So we had to learn how to install it, start working on it, looking at it as it applied to certain applications. I was fortunate enough to know not to leave this team, because some people might say I took a step down, but because of how we spread people out, how we spread testers out amongst the development teams, there was no need to have a technical lead anymore, just a manager. And I was fine with that. I wanted to go back to what I knew, that if I'm going to be, I'm trying to think of the word, but if I was going to be able to put myself out there, I had to learn the skills. Yeah. And so that's what I volunteered for anything that required me to figure something out technically.
Yeah. And even with you said as far as because you're, how old, 61? You're learning this because blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You're learning automated testing to keep yourself relevant but I don't feel like that's because you're 61. I think that's all of us. That's everybody in our field. We know that as testers, people are looking for automated testers more and more. So I don't think that has to do with an age. It makes you more qualified than the next person if you do pick it up, because you already know, as I know, not a lot of people know a lot in automated testing. Everybody's looking for it, but hardly anybody can find it.
And we just happened to be one of those teams that had to do it from the ground up. And anybody that we never have a shortage of people wanting to come to the team, but you got a lot of people that aren't trying to leave the team either, and they are picking up things. And we're, it's a great place to be. And I am trying, not that I'm like struggling to stay on the team. I am doing what I need to do so that if I do end up going someplace else, that knowledge is going to transfer with me, or it gives me that foot in the door to getting a job that is seeking automated testing.
Now, let me ask that, because I think that's a lot of people had that question as far as how to get into tech. How do you get your foot in the door? Listen, I'm the wrong person to ask, because I feel like a lot of my stuff I just lucked up into. I stumbled into.
How do you mean? Because
how do you get, like, if this is somebody who wanted to get into tech, who wanted a job in tech, who wanted a job as a tester. So tester certification, y'all, it's a real thing. Google it, look it up. There you go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is in a second when I find it again, because I just had it up. But yeah, there's
yeah. And is it Libby says IT field is a lifetime of learning. Absolutely. And that's what it is. I feel like when I first got into this field, a lot of the stuff I knew because it was from my degrees and such. So it was relevant at the time, right? Because when you go to school for IT, you're going to learn the applications, the languages, the programs that are relevant at the time. But the time moves, and it moves fast. So it's going to be up to you after that to continue with your own learning. And how do you find out, well, what's happening in the field? Go on Indeed. Go look to see what are jobs, what are they looking for, what are the skill sets they're looking for, and then get smart on that if that's what's relevant to what you do in your career field. Like I said, I never knew testing certification was a thing, so it might be something that I look into.
So it's called the ISTQB is the acronym, and it's the
ISTQB,
International.
Let me see.
It's
Let me
right here.
write that down.
Yeah, IST. I'm trying to make it
ISTQB.
bigger. Yep.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yep.
International Software Testing Qualifications Board.
Right, and they go over tons and tons of things. I didn't get the certification, but I did take the course, and they have different levels of it, and it goes into all types of testing. You can get experience in all, resiliency testing. Did you name it? Type of testing. They talk about it, and if you get that certification, that's a really good certification to have.
Yeah,
a skill to have. But then you're gonna need the understanding the basics.
Yep. And I threw in some other words that you can look up certifications and stuff for. That's really big. Agile.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you might hear the term Scrum Master and such. That's going to be that, and also Azure.
Azure, yes. That's
another one that was popping up on. Do you got this? Do you got that? Do you got this? And yeah, so that's another thing that you can get smart on.
Not just resiliency, but my brain is getting full. But performance testing. There's all types of things out here, and there's a lot in that I always get this wrong. ISQTB or whatever we just said.
Yep, ISTQB.
That one. They have a lot of information about how to. That's the certification. Once you get that certification, that's a good thing to have.
Yep.